What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Friday, April 13th, 2018, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Sandra Bullock has assembled a team to pull off a jewelry heist during the glamorous Met Gala ball in the latest trailer for Ocean's 8. The clip released Thursday begins with Anne Hathaway speaking with James Corden, who questions her about who might have been present the day of the heist. Bullock later speaks with her team consisting of Cate Blanchett, Sarah Paulson, Mindy Kaling, Helena Bonham Carter, Awkwafina, and Rihanna about how they will steal Hathaway's expensive necklace during the event. Blanchett asks a smiling Bullock, "Why do you need to do this?" with Bullock replying, "Because it's what I'm good at." Bullock, wearing a blonde wig as a disguise, and her team are also featured in infiltrating the Met Gala. The synopsis reads, "Having this much fun is a crime." Ocean's 8, directed by Gary Ross, is scheduled to arrive in theaters on June 8th. The film is a spin-off of the Ocean's 11 series of films. John Krasinski is set to direct the sci-fi thriller Life on Mars after helming and starring in the horror hit A Quiet Place. Krasinski is re-teaming with the producers of A Quiet Place, including Michael Bay, Andrew Form, and Brad Fuller on the project. Paramount, who's distributed A Quiet Place, is in negotiations to acquire the rights to Life on Mars, the Hollywood Reporter noted. Life on Mars is based on the short story by graphic novelist Cecil Castellucci titled We Have Always Lived on Mars. The story follows a woman who is among a group of descendants of a Martian colony abandoned by Earth following a cataclysm. Her world is then turned upside down when she discovers that she can breathe the air on Mars. Krasinski is not expected to star in the new film, but will also produce. The Office alum made his studio directing debut with A Quiet Place after helming 2 independent films and episodes of the sitcom. A Quiet Place came to number 1 at the North American box office, earning $50 million in its first weekend. Donnie Yen has been cast in Disney's live-action adaptation of Mulan that stars Chinese actress and singer Liu Yifei in the title role. Yen, last seen in Disney's 2016 Star Wars prequel film Rogue One, will be appearing in the film as Commander Tung, a mentor and teacher to Mulan, Deadline reported. Nikki Caro is directing the film, set to hit theaters on March 27, 2020, from a script by Lauren Hynek, Rip Jaffa, Amanda Silver, and Elizabeth Martin. Jason Reed, Chris Bender, and Jake Weiner are producing along with Hong Kong-based producer Bill Kong, who is executive producing. Yang is a big star in his native China, having headlined the popular Ip Man series, which is set to return with the 4th installment. Disney previously released an animated version of Mulan in 1998 featuring the voice of Ming Na. Mulan is based on the Chinese legend of Hula Mulan, a young woman who disguises herself as a man to take her father's place in war. The 2018 Cannes Film Festival will feature new films from Spike Lee and Lee Chang-dong. Lee's movie Black KK Klansman and Lee Chang-dong's Burning will screen with 16 other titles in the in-competition category at the annual festival, which begins May 8th. Artistic director Thierry Firmo and festival president Pierre Lescour announced the official selection at a press conference Thursday in Paris. Black KK Klansman marks Spike Lee's first Cannes selection since his 1989 movie Do the Right Thing. The new film is based on the Ron Starworth book Black Klansman and stars John David Washington, Adam Driver, and Laura Harrier. Burning follows Lee Chang-dong's 2010 Cannes selection Poetry. The new movie is based on the Hiroko Murakami's short story Barn Burning and stars Yu Ah-hyun, Steve Yang, and Jeon Sho. Other in-competition titles includes Jean-Luc Godard's Les Vies d'Imogen, David Robert Mitchum's Under the Silver Lake, and Matteo Garoni's Dogman. The cast of the beloved 1993 kids baseball movie The Sandlot reunited on today, Thursday, to celebrate the 25-year anniversary of the coming-of-age film. Marty York, who played Alan Yaya McLennan, Tom Geary, who played Scotty Smalls, Patrick Renna, who played Hamilton Ham Potter, Chelsea Lepardi, who played Squints, Brandon Adams, who played Kenny De Nunez, Victor Demiety, who played Timmy Timmons, Grant Gelt, who played Bertram Grove Weeks, and Shane Oberninsky, who played Tom Repeat Timmons, appeared in the reunion, along with director, writer, and narrator David Mickey Evans. Mike Vitar, who starred as Benny the Jet Rodriguez, was not present. York told NBC's Gadi Schwartz about being recognized from the film. It's been crazy. It definitely gets you in places for free. I can't walk through a Las Vegas casino without someone yelling, "Yeah, yeah." Evans said of the Sandlot production, the film was made with the same amount of love that people have for it, and it was the greatest summer of our lives. Gary added it wasn't only the cast who felt the movie's significance. He says it made a big impact on a lot of people's lives. The reunion video ended with the cast taking the field and playing a game of baseball. A new collector's edition Blu-ray of The Sandlot has been released in honor of the film's 25th year anniversary. Roseanne star Emma Kenney is checking into a treatment facility. The 18-year-old actress said in an interview with E! News published Wednesday that she is seeking professional help amid some personal battles. Kenney explained, I was running with a really fast crowd. I was being naive and very immature, and I was doing things I should not be doing because it was illegal, and I'm not 21. She also shared it wasn't healthy and it was making me feel even worse, anxious and depressed. It was just a slippery slope that I did not want to go down, and I knew that I needed to stop it. Kenney said she hopes to become the healthiest and best version of herself possible. The star said, I know that by going to treatment, that's what's going to happen, and I'm going to continue on that positive road. She added, I just wanted to send a message to my fans and saying that it's okay to admit that you need help, and it doesn't make you weak. I'm going to come out on the other side, and true Emma that I've always been will come out. Kenney said in an Instagram post Monday that she's taking a break from the spotlight and social media. She wrote, hello and goodbye for a bit. I decided to take a break from social media in LA for a minute. This sounds so cliche, but this town industry can really get to you. Going to refine my peace, happiness. Kenney plays Harris Connor Healy on the Roseanne revival, which premiered on ABC in March. She is also known for portraying Debbie Gallagher on the Showtime series Shameless. Sharon Osbourne said she didn't get on with actor Ashton Kutcher. The 65-year-old British television personality recounted in an interview with Larry King Now how she clashed with Kutcher during his visit to her show The Talk. She said, I didn't get on with one guy, that's Ashton Kutcher. After her host Larry King asked if she had an interview go sideways, and she said didn't get on with him at all. Osbourne said she took issue with Kutcher's bad attitude after they got off on the wrong foot. The actor was reportedly angry after she mispronounced his name. Osbourne recounted, I got his name wrong. He comes on with an attitude and goes, what have you done in this industry? She says, I was like, kid, don't start with me because I'm going to eat you up and ask you out. I was just like, you don't know who you're dealing with, kid. Kutcher was a guest on The Talk in 2014. Osbourne subsequently said in a Facebook post that she had mispronounced the actor's name. The star wrote, I messed up Ashton Kutcher's introduction. I think I called him Ashton Kutcher. Kerry Washington teamed up with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show for a round of Mad Lib Theater using words and phrases the actress came up with herself. Washington, who was on the show Wednesday to promote the upcoming series finale of Scandal, chose words and phrases such as going to the dentist, smelly frogs, and ladies of the night, among others, to fill out a Mad Lib's game that would later be transformed into a scene about a parent-teacher conference. The actress said, portraying a teacher named Miss Fluffy Girl, while Fallon played a concerned parent, your son is getting a Q in math and a D in going to the dentist. And for show and tell, he brought in 7 billion smelly frogs. Washington told Fallon, I want you to read with him at least 19 years every night. Fallon replied, I actually just bought him the book Harry Potter and the Ladies of the Night. The skit ended with the pair singing, the lily pads on the bus go round and round, round and round, all through the Olive Garden. Washington, when asked about the series finale of Scandal, said that the series will be going out strong. She said, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll scream, you'll be happy, you'll be sad. It's a bit of a roller coaster. Gone are the elaborate costumes, the wacky props, and the giant projection screen. Also absent are the famous, sometimes infamous parody songs. But don't worry, this isn't Norm Al Yankovic. Where Al Yankovic told UPI of his ongoing ridiculously self-indulgent, ill-advised vanity tour, I just want to do something different because I've been doing the same kind of show for 3 decades, and every single time we go out on the road, we try to make it bigger and better than the time before. Yankovic said, I want to do something completely different, so we went with the the other direction and decided to make it as bare bones a tour as possible. So it's literally just me and the guys in the band walking out on stage and playing music. The 58-year-old comedic songwriter, who has been recording and touring with his band for 3 decades, said to the Vanity Tour, which is nearing the midpoint of its 77-city engagement, serves 2 main purposes: providing a more intimate musical experience for the audience and highlighting the original songs that often go overlooked in his catalog. Yankovic said, "I want it small and intimate. I want it to feel like I'm playing somebody's living room, essentially. The intimate vibe was always what I had in mind, and it feels great. I really enjoy doing these shows. It feels like I'm just hanging out with people." He said the parodies, which have been his signature since he started sending homemade tapes to the Dr. Demento radio show as a teenager, were left out for a reason. Yankovic said, "I just want to focus on the songs that kind of fall between the cracks. Most of the songs we're playing on this tour we've never played live before." The set list is in constant flux, but Yankovic's Saturday show in Chicago featured such Weird Al anti-classics as Mr. Frump and the Iron Lung, a song Yankovic wrote at the age of 17, Velvet Elvis, a tribute to the Synchronicity-era Police, Let Me Be Your Hog, an extremely brief cut from Yankovic's 1989 film UHF, which he jokingly told Saturday's audience was the inspiration for the obscure song theme of his tour. Yankovic said that the aim was to, quote, highlight stuff that never ranks very high on anybody's list of favorite Weird Al songs, but we're playing them anyways because they're fun to play. The performer coincided with there were limits to how obscure he and bandmates John Bermuda Schwartz, Stephen J., John Kimo West, and Ruben Velteria were willing to go. Some songs such as Hardware Store, Genius in France, and Pancreas were considered too technically complicated to play in the tour's stripped-down style, while others such as 1983's Buckingham Blues were considered too dated. The Comedy Store owner, Mitzi Shore, died Wednesday at the age of 87. The Comedy Store, founded by Shore's then-husband Sammy Shore in 1972, announced the comedy impresario's death in an Instagram post the same day. The Comedy Club wrote, "It is with great sadness and very heavy hearts that we report the passing of Mitzi Shore." It said Mitzi was an extraordinary woman and leader who identified, cultivated, and celebrated comedy's best performers. She helped change the face of comedy and leaves behind an indelible mark and legacy in the entertainment industry and stand-up community. We will all miss her dearly. Shore's younger son, comedian Pauly Shore, confirmed his mom's death on Twitter. The 50-year-old wrote, "Mom Mitzi passed early in the morning at 4:42 a.m. She was 87 years old. My heart lays heavy." Pauly said in a subsequent tweet that Shore suffered for so long with Parkinson's disease. He remembered his mom as a giver who supported him and other comedians. Shore, who was also mom to Peter Shore, helped launch the stand-up careers of such stars as David Letterman, Jay Leno, and Robin Williams. She took ownership of the Comedy Store in 1974 following her divorce from Sammy. Shore was 87 years old. Lynn Spears is a mom of 2. The 27-year-old singer and actress gave birth to Ivy Joan, her first child with husband Jamie Watson. On Wednesday, April 11th, Spears' rep told People. Spears said in a statement, "We're beyond excited to welcome this beautiful baby girl to our family." She added, "Her middle name, Joan, is to honor my Aunt Sandra, who passed away 10 years ago from ovarian cancer. She was the most grateful woman I've ever known." Spears confirmed the news in a tweet Thursday, writing, "Baby Ivy Joan Watson is here." The star already shares 9-year-old daughter Maddie Bryan with ex-fiancé Casey Aldridge. Spears, the youngest sister of singer Britney Spears, had announced her second pregnancy in December. She said at the time, "Looks like we are starting off 2018 with another big milestone. So happy to announce that Maddie's finally going to be a big sister." Spears gave thanks to her family in February on the 1-year anniversary of Maddie's ATV crash. She said it was a miracle her daughter recovered after nearly drowning after driving her ATV into a pond while trying to avoid a ditch. Lady Antebellum singer Hillary Scott considers her twins a double blessing from the Lord. The 13-year-old country star said in an interview with People published Wednesday that twins Betsy Mack and Emery Joan Ann were meant to be following her miscarriage in 2015. Scott told the magazine, "I remember my bandmate Charles Kelly said, 'Did y'all have to do fertility treatments?' I said, 'No, thankfully we thought we would, but we did not. It just happened.' She said, 'It was just one of those things. I was like, they're meant to be here.' Scott welcomed Betsy and Emery with husband Chris Tyrell in January. Tyrell will care for the twins and the couple's 4-year-old daughter, Elsie Kate, during Lady Antebellum's upcoming Summer Plays on tour. Scott said of her husband agreeing to stay home instead of accompanying her on tour, "We're both equipping each other to do exactly what we're supposed to be doing right now." She added, "We just came to that agreement together as one of the easiest decisions we've ever made, and the peace we felt since we made it, it just has been continual proof of being the right call." Scott said in an Instagram post Wednesday that she's, quote, "truly feeling blessed beyond measure." She shared a cute photo of March of Betsy and Emery wearing matching shirts and koala pants. The star wrote, "Early tomorrow morning marks 7 weeks with these two in the world. So thankful God has entrusted us with these precious girls. Hashtag tummy time, hashtag cuddle time, hashtag twin life, hashtag sisters." And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1964, Sidney Poitier becomes the first African-American to win the Academy Award for Best Actor for his role as a construction worker who helps build a chapel in Lilies of the Field in 1963. Poitier, who was born in 1924 while his parents were visiting the United States from the Bahamas, where his father was a tomato farmer. As a teenager, Poitier dropped out of school and returned to America to enlist in the U.S. Army during World War II. After his military stint, he became interested in theater and applied to the American Negro Theater in New York City. Rejected initially because of his strong island accent, Poitier trained himself in American enunciation and reapplied, this time successfully. He debuted in Broadway in 1946 in an all-black production of La Strada. And in 1950, he was appearing in Hollywood films beginning with No Way Out. By consistently refusing to play stereotypical roles that were offered to him as a black actor, Poitier blazed a trail for himself and the performers who followed him. By the time he earned a Best Actor Oscar nomination for The Defiant Ones in 1958, his work in such films as The Blackboard Jungle in 1955 had made him America's first prominent black film star. With his historic Oscar win for Lilies of the Field, Poitier became only the second African-American to win an Academy Award. The first was Hattie McDaniel, who won in the Best Supporting Actress category in 1939 for Gone with the Wind. McDaniel played Mammy, the tough but indulgent slave governess to the spoiled Southern belle Scarlett O'Hara. Critics of the film, including the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP, later pointed to the role as an example of the typical black stereotypes that Hollywood was keeping alive. When presenting Poitier with his Oscar statuette, the actress Anne Bancroft congratulated him with a kiss on the cheek, a gesture that caused a mild scandal among the show's most conservative audiences. Poitier took part in a more momentous kiss 3 years later when he and Catherine Houghton shared the first interracial on-screen kiss in Guess Who's Coming to Dinner in 1967. And that is your entertainment report for Friday, April 13th, 2018. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend. Good night, and God bless you all.